Now, the current administration is planning on canceling $10,000 up to $20,000 in student loan debt. So I'm here on the campus of UT Austin to ask students how they feel about this, if we should cancel more debt, but most importantly, who's footing that $300 billion bill? Let's go find out. Biden is planning on canceling up to $10,000 in student loan debt.
Yeah, student loan debt. I don't see how it's bad, actually. I think it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah?
I don't see how it'd be bad to anyone.
I feel like it's a step in the right direction, but at the same time, like, most people have really high amounts of debt, so $10,000 is a very minuscule amount.
Pretty great. Like, my family's supporting me financially, and I see nothing wrong with other people getting a little bit of help too.
That sounds amazing.
10,000?
Yeah, that sounds freaking good. Yeah.
That's a great thing. I mean, I'm in debt, so that would actually really help a lot.
That'd be amazing, honestly. All this money with my house, it's not going great right now, I gotta be honest. So if they did help do that, that would be awesome for us.
Love that.
Love it.
Love that.
It's good, no? It's not good? I don't know. I think that's good stuff.
He's forgiving. It's good.
Good man.
Good,
Yeah.
good. As long as it's not gonna hurt the economy, as long as it's not gonna harm it, I think it's a good thing.
I think it might hurt the economy a little bit. Because who's paying for the forgiveness of the student loan debt realistically?
We are.
Who is? Taxpayers?
Yeah, taxpayers.
Okay. All right, as long as it's not like doesn't raise it too much, I'm chill with it.
So as long as we're just raising taxes a little bit, it's not bad?
Yes.
So this program's going to cost $300 billion. So across all Americans, the taxes are going to kind of rise for everybody there to pay off the $10,000 in student loan debt. How do we feel about that?
I don't know. It's not. I mean, like, depends. Obviously, that's tough. Like, I don't know. Like, it's tough if you're working a job and working hard, and like all of a sudden your taxes are just going up. Like, obviously it's not great, but at the same time, it's helping student loan. Like, it's opportunity cost. Like, something helps other people, it doesn't help other. I mean, like, it depends what your values are.
So it's $10,000. Do you think that we should be forgiving more than that?
Yes.
How much?
I think you should forgive all of it.
All of it?
I'm a communist.
There's no such thing as too much. There's one thing I learned is that, $10,000 does a great deal for me. I could use more because I still don't want to be poor at the end of the day.
I mean, the ultimate goal, I feel, should be canceling all student debt. I mean, it's a necessity at this point to have a college degree, so it seems unfair that you have to basically go in debt for the rest of your life to actually make a livable wage.
In my opinion, I honestly don't think that they should cancel all debt because then it would just cause an inflation of degrees as well.
I think they should be forgiving like all of it. Honestly, college should be free. I don't know the logistics of that, but whatever.
I'm not an economics major. I am a science major, so money, I don't know anything about money. But what I do know is that school is not cheap. And 10 grand, like half a semester, 10 grand is like nothing nowadays for school tuition. So I think it should be increased, in my humble opinion.
How much though? Like full abolishment of student loan debt? How are we feeling?
Maybe half. So let's go for 4 years. 2 years will be half forgiven.
More student debt forgiveness, there should also be attempts to decrease how much tuition is, because it's been rising. Like, even there was like a 14% increase in tuition recently or something like that. So where, like, I mean, as long as tuition keeps increasing, people just increase more debt, so it doesn't matter. And it's like, it does matter with debt forgiveness, but like 10,000 is not going to be enough. And if it's going to keep increasing over the years, then like we need to also look into other avenues of decreasing tuition.
How much do you think we should forgive in student loan debt?
All of it. All of it. Half of it, they should have a discount.
So if this administration cancels up to $10,000 in student loan debt nationwide, it's going to cost $300 billion.
Okay.
And so my question to students too is, who's paying for this?
Who is paying for this?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. The thing people say is like taxpayer money pays for all this stuff, and I see how that would happen. But there is money out there for someone to be like Jeff Bezos, that's his name, to be a billionaire. Like, for what reason? That people have money.
Who's paying for this student loan forgiveness?
The government? I don't know. Like, the taxpayers, I suppose. But like, come on. Like, we're wasting taxpayer dollars on all kinds of stuff.
So just reallocate the taxpayer dollars away from other things.
Yeah. Yeah, like the military.
We are.
I don't know.
We are.
You guys are?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's definitely going to be the taxpayers. I mean, every money that the government spends at the end of the day comes from out of our own pockets.
I think a portion should be the university itself, should actually help with this cost, but also taxpayers will do the majority of the cost to help with student debt. And then
Personally, I think the way that we kind of I don't have a lot of, well, I don't really agree with how much money is invested into national security. I think a lot of that, like, there's been things where it shows that, I mean, different, like, military things will just be like, well, we actually do need this money, but, like, don't spend it necessarily, like, the right way. Like, they just say that they need more than they actually do. And, like, a large amount of our budget goes into our military, which is significantly larger than any other military in the world.
But who's still paying for the $300 billion to forgive the student loan debt?
Well, honestly, a lot of our tax money goes to the military, so taking some money out of the military, putting it into education.
Taxpayers?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, taxpayers.
So the taxpayers so people are arguing, okay, it's not fair for taxpayers who decided not to go to college or decided to go to a trade school or paid off their own student loan debt to now have to pay other people's debts off. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like there has to be like some point where we can progress forward without having to think about how we didn't have this in place in the past. I think people should see that this is a good thing, and just because it's not good for you doesn't mean it's not good.
Well, the way we do taxes isn't just a large swath, like everyone's getting an increase. We base it based off tax bracket. So I think people who can afford it, who probably did go to higher education, can afford a kind of extra tax in order to forgive some loan debt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Taxpayer dollars are for, like, the benefit of everyone, and education benefits everyone.
Do we feel like it's fair to potentially make someone who didn't have the opportunity to go to college pay for other people's student loan debt? Because it is the taxpayers who are paying for this.
I would say so. I mean, at the end of the day, having a degree helps you contribute to society in a meaningful way. And if you receive an education, you are able to help other people with that education. Everybody contributes with an educated population.
What if it's a degree that doesn't really have that much worth in modern society?
Well, that's fair, but you also have to take into the implication that the person who got that degree is probably not going to earn that much money. So I feel like from there, those are the consequences of picking that degree.
Gotcha. So you still feel like in that situation, though, they should still be eligible and the taxpayers should still pay off and help pay off their student loan debt?
I would say so.
I think in general, the whole school system is whack. I think school is so expensive in this country because of capitalism, blah, blah. But I think if we as a community start to like have money, not have money, I think to change things now would be kind of hard to go backtrack because everything's very set in stone. And it is unfair if you didn't go to college, you have a case for you to pay for that money for those students to go to college. However, I do think it's the start of a bigger thing. It's the start of having a community-centered college, university, like, funding.
Do you guys think that it's fair for maybe, the taxpayer who didn't have the opportunity to go to college now having their taxes raised to pay for other people's student loan debt?
I don't think that would be fair.
No, like in that point, it's not fair. So like,
They didn't have an opportunity to have an education, or they didn't end up going to college, so they shouldn't be paying for that decision that they didn't make.
A lot of people are excited, but other Americans who didn't have the opportunity to go to college kind of feel disenfranchised about it. So I guess knowing that now, how do you guys feel about the $10,000 in student loan debt being forgiven?
Not so great.
yeah, I guess knowing that information, like I said, like it was a
Knowing
good
that other
starting
people are
point. But like for them, it's not fair. Like they didn't have the opportunity for it. And while we want to be forgiven at least 10,000 or more, it's like it's not fair for them.
But at the end of the day, like our careers, like us going to college, it's an investment. So we can always, I guess, pay those back ourselves and not make other people pay for our decisions for going to college.